Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Are we correct to say that you have achieved that parity in terms of composition on the higher levels of your organization, but you're struggling somewhat in terms of your lower levels, and why is that?
Let me thank you for having us today and say in terms of achieving the parity, yes, the last Congress did achieve that, and we found those the challenges very, very deeply so entrenched, and we have achieved some. We may not necessarily achieve everything at the go, but we can really state that we have achieved so much.
You say the challenges are deeply entrenched. We're still talking about your organization as Cosatu as a whole. What interventions do you have in place to maybe challenge some of those deeply entrenched norms in your organization?
We're talking not necessarily in the organization, but because we are representing members, we talk of their workplaces. But what one can say now is that what we are achieving is in terms of collective bargaining agreements, which in the past did not have, instance, some kind of maternity benefits and other health-related provisions. So we are trying from the level of workplaces to balance and make sure that we achieve those.
Just moving on to the COVID-19 and the current situation that we're in, we've seen a lot of corruption prevailing when it comes to the relief funds of COVID-19. You're also calling for the eradication of nefarious tendencies in the COVID-19 response. Are you responding? Are you talking about the corruption side when you say nefarious tendencies? What are you meaning exactly in your statement?
No, we are deeply disturbed by those because they talk to the very needy people, the sick. And if we are to see such tendencies, it really defeats the whole purpose of having a healthy nation and a healthy workforce.
Ma'am, we've seen a rise in gender-based violence during this particular period when we've been hit by the pandemic. You have many members, and it is Women's Month, it is Women's Day. One feels we ought to be educating the men in our society, talking to the men in our society, because they really are the problem here. Are you, as Cosatu, doing anything, speaking to your members, educating your members when it comes to these issues?
Yes, we are. We even have established a committee or a structure, for that matter, that is male gender comrades who are sitting in that structure. For us to establish that structure, we wanted to bring them closer and have their views and assist in talking to other fellow male counterparts out there. So the structure is doing very well, and there is, in fact, cooperation wherever they are with the teachings that they give out there. But it's a societal problem. We are just hoping and wish that there can be changes in the minds of these men, or who we may not necessarily for now call men, for whatever bad things they are doing. So we're just hoping that some of them would really take up the lessons.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. That is Cosatu's second Deputy President, Louise Thipe, talking about what they're doing internally and otherwise when it comes to the scourge that we're going through, gender-based violence, femicide, domestic violence, and sexual harassment in this country this Women's Month.